What's going on, team? Dr. Andrew Fix from Physio Room here, back for another episode on the code, and standing outside, catching a little bit of sunlight in the eyes here, though I'm standing in the shade just to not be blinded. What I wanted to hop on here and talk about real quick was a conversation that I was having with a group this morning. Had the opportunity to give a small presentation, and on the spot kind of changed what I was going to talk about when the commercial real estate agent in the group talked about the concept of amortizing things in your lease for your physical office space or whatnot. Like if you get the landlord or the owner of the building to provide you with a lump sum of money to do improvement on your space, something that may be beneficial for them and for you is to amortize that cost back over the term of the lease, so that like you end up paying them back for all the money that they lent you, but you're doing it over the period of time, right? You're doing it over a long period of time, saves you money up front, and you can chip away at that as your business flourishes and whatnot. So anyways, what I was going to talk about kind of changed on the spot, and I thought about how that concept of amortizing or pushing off the payment and gradually doing it over the course of time, as opposed to doing it all at once, relates to what we do at Physio Room as physical therapists. And one of the things I was thinking about was people that are waking up with like these chronic nagging issues every single day. You wake up, that plantar fascia area on the bottom of your foot is bothering you. You take those first few steps in the morning and it's just terrible. Or every day you have to do some exercises or some things for your back because you have this chronic back pain that is just nagging. And what happens, I think, in the mindset to a lot of people is they wait until it's bad enough to do something about it, to go see somebody about it, to see a physical therapist, a chiropractor, a primary care physician, an orthopedic, whoever this might be. They wait until it's bad enough. Well, contrary to the concept of amortizing things from a financial standpoint, what I think a lot of people also will do is they'll think about the physical ailments that they're dealing with, and they'll want to deal with them later. They'll want to say like, well, if this is still bothering me in a week, in a month, in a year, then I'll do something about it, right? If this is still continuing to be a thing I have to manage, then I'll do something about it down the road. And the unfortunate truth of the matter is, the longer we wait to deal with something that is physically bothering us, typically the harder it is, the longer it takes, the more expensive it is to deal with then. From a provider's perspective, and I'm sure every physical therapist, every other type of provider would agree with this, the sooner we can start the process of helping someone address something, the easier it is for us, the quicker we can get it to go away, the quicker we can get them back to participating in the activities and the things that they love to do. But a lot of times that's not the mindset that the person's going in with. They're thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. How am I going to have the time to do the things that I need to do to manage this? How am I going to have the time to invest, to do this? It's going to cost money for me to address this back pain that I wake up with every single day. Maybe I'm going to have to, maybe the provider's going to tell me I need different shoes. I have to do these things for my chronic foot pain that I'm dealing with. But like I said, the fact of the matter is, the longer we wait to address something, the harder it's going to be to address it. If those symptoms have been there longer, now these symptoms, the issue is more chronic, we start to have changes to the tissue makeup, scar tissue and things like the health of the tendon, for example, if this is a tendon problem, continues to get diminished day after day, month after month. And then we're playing catch up. We're trying to address something that if we would have jumped on this sooner, oh my gosh, it would have been so much easier to deal with. And I am Exhibit A, you guys. I did this exact thing that I'm talking about because I didn't know any better at the time with a chronic Achilles issue that I have dealt with. I started having Achilles pain years ago. It really wasn't bothering me that much. It was just kind of there. And, I didn't really think too much of it. I was doing little things, massaging my calf, warming it up to help it feel better. And it did. And then eventually, through continuing to not take this problem seriously enough, it started to bother me more, and it started to bother me more, until eventually it got to the point where yeah, I had to significantly modify the activities and the things that I was doing, and I've had to now invest a lot more time and a lot more money in addressing the problem. Whereas if I would have started this 10, 12 years ago when this started, oh my gosh, if I would have known the things then that I know now, could have addressed this problem with a lot less time, a lot less money invested, a lot less of a headache, and I would have been participating in running and jumping and basketball and like all the sports and activities that I used to enjoy doing that I've had to make significant modifications to. And I'm back to the point where I can do most of those things now, but had I just addressed this seriously from the get-go and not treated it like it wasn't that important, life would have been much better. So, I mean, I'm here to tell you guys, I know from experience, I know from obviously like what we do in our work with clients, that if you can just take the small things seriously, they don't have to turn into big things. And then we don't have to wait until something is a big thing to finally take it seriously. You cannot amortize your health. You cannot wait to take care of things further down the road, because then what's going to happen is you're going to have a much bigger hole to dig yourself out of, and you will have to deal with those things. There's going to become a time where those issues then creep up, and now you're forced to deal with it. And one of the phrases I like to say as it relates to that is, you will either choose to invest in your health and wellness, or you'll be forced to pay for your sickness and your disease or your injuries later. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. Think about the things that you wake up with every single day. Think about the things that you used to love doing that you're not doing now because of little things that have continued to creep up over time, and now you just gradually keep stair-stepping yourself down in the activities that you love to do to keep those things at bay. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to deal with things like that if we just take the small things seriously so that they don't become big things. If you guys made it all the way to the end, you know it would be so valuable for us if you find something useful in these podcasts. If you could go leave a review on whatever platform you're listening on, would really, really appreciate that from every single one of you. And just thank you again, however you chose to tune into this podcast. I really hope it's proving to be a useful piece of your day and useful time to invest with us. And we hope to catch you guys on the next episode of The Code. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.